Alright, tubers, time for a little update. As you can see, I threw up this quick and dirty spray booth. And surprisingly, those two little fans are doing quite the job of pulling the air out from in there. And I don't have this thing completely sealed by any means. Basically, the plastic is more or less just to keep the sawdust from getting into this area. Kind of in a downtime here, waiting for paint to dry. This should be the last coat of green I have to spray, then I can get on to glazing and top coating and sealing and all that. This has been doing alright, I guess. I don't know actually what to think about it. This is a different system than I'm used to. It seems to be laying down the paint pretty good. It took some trial and error to get it so it really came out nice. I'm using a General Finishes color. The first couple of attempts weren't nearly as nice looking. Figuring out the right mixture of water and extender to put in there. It does put down a pretty decent coat. It does feel kind of anemic at times though. Like spraying these little things didn't seem too bad. But painting even this bigger cabinet, which in all retrospect isn't all that big of a cabinet, just seemed like it, I don't know, it just, like I said, it's a different system than what I'm used to using. I'm used to a system that really lays down a lot of paint in a short amount of time. Which maybe this can, maybe I just gotta think around with it more. Like, this is only about my third time using it. And I learn a little something new about it every time. Well, this one will have to be hit again. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see the bare wood under the paint here. Up on this edge too. It doesn't show up on the camera display. I'm curious if that will show up on the video or not. That will have to be touched up there on that rail. But for the most part, it does lay down the paint pretty good. I mean, this is pretty smooth. I mean, I only sanded this down to 120. But being a water-based paint, it does raise the grain a little bit, and the roughness I feel is, I would have to say, is from the grain being raised a little bit from the water-based paint. Otherwise, I am quite impressed. I do have a little screw up in here. See if the camera can pick it up. On like the second coat I put on this, I had it a little too watery. And I really douched this corner good, but the next step of glazing will take care of this, so I'm not at all worried about this. And plus, I am distressing this a little bit more, as I have already gone through and distressed it a certain amount already. But it's going to get more. This is going to look like it's an old cabinet when it gets done. And then something I found out by watching the DVD that came with it. That DVD that came with this was actually pretty useful. I mean, I've done some spraying in the past at work, but if you're a newbie, or even if you have done some spraying in the past, that DVD is actually pretty useful. That's some good information. Like, This is a viscosity cup. I never even knew of such thing at work. You know, I don't know they even test for stuff like that when we mix up our stuff. You know, everything we come in is made to be sprayed as it is, so maybe we don't have to. I don't know. I should ask the spray guy sometime. He might not even know, because he just does it the way the guy before him did it, and the guy before him and him. So sometimes you ask those guys over there why they do something the way they do. It's just, well, that's what the guy before me did. But yeah, just a little mini update on what's going on here in the shop and this Earlex Spraystation. One thing I'm curious about though is they do show, say this can be used for like automotive purposes and like even painting like the room of your house and whatnot. It's just, I don't know, I think it would drive me nuts to use, like I said, with it has like a neat, I don't even know if I'm describing it right, but it has like an anemic kind of feel to it. It's like you have to go extra slower than you have to, than you would on a normal HVLP gun. And I don't know, if I had to do a room to a house, I think I'd go bonkers first. But we'll see when help this top coat on. I did buy, what comes with this is a 2.0 point. I did buy a 1.5 to put my top coats on. So we'll see. Because the interesting thing is, this General Finishes paint that I'm using, their milk paint, this is a pretty thick paint, and it says to only thin it down 10 to 20%. And doing that, it does fall under, I think they say like 140 or 30 seconds to the viscosity cups is what it's got to be under, in which it falls under that. But when I thin it down more than what I should, I seem to get better results with it. So it's kind of trial and error right now here. And the glaze I'm going to put on it is Van Dyke Brown, and I'm going to use the satin high performance polyurethane for the top coat and sealer. Well, then this green here I mixed in with the basil to get the color you see there, which is basically that. I did kind of experiment around. That's the green on its own with the Van Dyke Brown glaze. That's the basil by itself with the Van Dyke. Then I did a 50-50 mix, and that's what it came out to be, and that still wasn't the color I was looking for. And what I ended up doing is I put about, what the hell is this here? A tablespoon, 2 tablespoons for every 10 ounces of basil I use of the green stuff, and that seems to get the color I was looking for, which is like a sage type looking color. It's pretty popular these days. Well, since I was showing you that cabinet anyways, this is the hardware that's going on there. This is just hardware I picked up at Lowe's. I was going to order some like top knobs or something to put on here, but I'll just use, I don't know what brand Lowe's has here, Style Selections. Never heard of them. It's kind of like a bronze color, dark bronze color. And I got cup pulls for the drawers. And the knobs are for the doors. And then while I'm showing you that, the top is getting this butcher block top that I made a long time ago. Finally getting this goofy ass project done with. So this should look real nice on there. And then I got some nice casters that go underneath there too. Should make for a nice island cabinet. And then for drawers, it's getting these nice dovetail maple drawers I need to assemble yet. That should be real nice. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. Well, it's been an hour since my last video clip. And I decided to hit these again to even out the color a bit. Looks pretty good now. And you know, after thinking about it, I did spray that cabinet 3 times. I think I did the backs of these in 2 though. But that's alright, it's probably better that way in this. But yeah, I was thinking about it, like, anemic is not really the term I'm looking for. It's just, with this system, you have to move the gun across your surface at a slower pace than what I'm used to. And then, because you only have a dial that adjusts your flow, you adjust your pattern by moving in and out with it. Well, it's just where to get the pattern good, you're pretty close to it. I mean, you're at, I think they say 4 to 6, which is back here. Well, I'm really probably like 3 to 4 to get the pattern that I want. Which, I don't know, it just seems weird to me because it's a lot closer than I'm used to spraying to something. And I have to go at a slower pace, but other than that, I'm fairly happy with how it's coming out. And like I said, it took me a couple attempts to get the mixology right on that water-based paint too. I'm really liking how this final coat came out on these. Now this is going to be like the most random jumping around video I've ever done. Have a good one, guys.